So when it comes to data analytics or business analytics, you can understand data analytics generally concentrate on data. Means you understand what are data. Data can be quantitative data, data can be qualitative data. So around us, there are trillions of data are flowing around us. So when you analyze the data, like simple, like maybe you have done some project work in your undergraduation and there you did some form of basic analysis. That is also a data analytics only. You have created some table or bar graph or pie chart, something you would have done. That is again the form of data analytics only. So please understand data analytics is like, it's not something rocket science. For that you need a lot of knowledge on statistics or mathematics to understand. Yeah, for certain application you definitely need certain tools or basic framework of mathematics, but again, it's more or less a basic concept of how you can analyze the data by using Excel. The first tool what we all go through when it comes to data analysis is the working on MS Excel. So I believe you all have basic knowledge about MS Excel, or some moment of your time you have spent on Excel. And so in case if you have not much knowledge on Excel, then definitely there can be some amount of problem in this session, because we're going to talk about data analytics by using Tableau. And while working on this session, possibly I'll use or I'll try to compare or I try to differentiate between MS Excel and Tableau or any other data analytics tool. Okay. So data analytics is all about how you can analyze a data. Okay. So going back to the basic concept of statistics, what you have studied already in the past, or you will definitely study if you are in first semester. Like if you remember, statistics is all about working on a data, where first of all, what you do, you collect the data. Okay. So normally when you work in IT firm, once you're done with your MBA, once you get a job, you start working in some IT firm, you will get a data. It's not like you will go and start collecting the data. But again, the first step while working on data is to collect the data. So once your data is being collected, what you do, you generally try to organize the data, because organization is very important. If you understand the difference between data and information, you need to understand this framework that possibly when you work on data, so you cannot work on unorganized data. Okay, so the very first step, if you want to get an appropriate outcome from the basic data, or if you want deviation less output possibly, then you need to organize the data. So then we have a lot of tools of organization of data. The basic tool is MS Excel. In order to open MS Excel, you can press Window R and you can write Excel. Okay, and the moment you do that, you will get MS Excel. There are many other ways are there to work on Excel. You can simply in desktop, you can press, you can do right click and you will get Excel. Okay, like, or if you here in search option, you can write Excel. So many ways are there. You can open Excel. So once you have Excel, you can possibly, whatever the data is there around you, you can work on the data very easily once you have a data. So again, so the very first step, what Excel basically do, Excel basically help us to organize the data. Like imagine, for example, suppose if I open the sheet, okay, so this sheet have lot of data. So you can see here, there are lot of data are there in this sheet. Okay, I have no idea what this sheet is all about. Suddenly I open this sheet and I can find lot of data is there. Possibly you can see it have data till column U. And if I see like possibly till row 9,995, it have the data. So there are a lot of, 1 minute. Is I'm audible, right? You all can hear me. Okay, suddenly some noise came. Okay, fine. Yeah. So imagine here you have a lot of data. Okay, now the first thing what matters is that in our day-to-day life, when we will start working in a corporate, we'll find like this kind of scenario where we'll see lot of data around us. But the question is that how will I get some positive output, or possibly the kind of output what the other person is expecting from me? How will I get to know? Because if you see like something is like order ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID, the state, country, postal code, subcategory, product name, so much things are there. I have no idea what these. Sorry, I think some internet problem happened. I hope again I'm audible. You all can see my screen. So again, so what you are seeing right now is this unorganized the data. Okay, so what Excel as in tool, what Excel will do, it help us to organize the data, and possibly till certain extent, Excel actually help us to do some form of data analysis. Where the first basic tool, if you want to work on data analysis, the first thing what you should do, you should convert this data in the form of pivot table. I hope many of you might be knowing what is pivot table and all. So like if I just, in order to work on pivot table, my data should be in table format. So here what I'll do, I'll control T, I'll press. Okay, and I press okay. Now my data is in table format, and I just summarize with pivot table. In case if you have not much knowledge about pivot table, I'll share you videos on MS Excel about pivot table. So this is what pivot table, those people who have worked on Excel, definitely they know what a pivot table is all about. So if a region, and here if I select the sales, so possibly I got some idea. Okay, fine. So here in this data, they have given certain region and some sales values there. So if I see the mathematical value, I can see I have sales, I have profit. So again, there are certain qualitative values are there, and the certain quantitative data is there. So qualitative data are many. Possibly when I'll go and see here, there are many qualitative data are there. But yeah, I have certain quantitative data that whatever I'm going to analyze, I'll analyze them on the basis of sales and profit. So by looking at this, I can get an idea. So this is unorganized data, and possibly Excel till certain extent can help us to convert this unorganized data into organized form. Okay, in Excel, the most common tool is pivot table. I hope many of you might be knowing about pivot table. Okay, so how many of you know about pivot table, pivot chart, Power Query? How many of you know this part, pivot table? Because this is the first time we all are interacting, and I don't have much time to go and ask you basic questions about yourself, your degrees and all. So I'm just randomly asking how many of you know about pivot table. Is there anyone who have worked on NMS Excel and aware about pivot tables? I don't know. One person has replied. So Arvind is saying, I know pivot table, but he said something. What about others, guys? So I'm very sorry, I'm not able to interact with you much. That would be my limitation for this class, because we got very limited time frame. Okay, so anyway, so in case if you have not much knowledge about pivot table on MS Excel, I'll suggest you certain videos and I'll send you, possibly whenever you get time, you go through them. Okay, again, coming back to this. So what I'm going to do, guys, for you people, I'm going to talk about Tableau here. So data analysis we'll try to do in the form of Tableau and other data intelligence tool like Power BI and all we're going to do. Is I'm audible, guys? Like I can see my internet connection is unstable. Are you fine? Guys are finding any problem with my voice and other things? Uh, is I'm audible, right, everyone? Sorry, I'm asking 1 minute. I'll just give me some time, Arvind, and other people. I'll just check my connection. 1 minute. Guys, just tell me, is I'm audible? Are you still facing the same problem? Is I'm audible? Arvind, Lakshmi? Okay, okay. Just any moment if you find that any problem with my voice and screen, just please message me. Okay. Okay, fine. So I'll not take much of your time further. So I gave you a basic idea about Excel and the other framework where you can do basic data analysis. So possibly if you are looking to make a career in data analytics or business analytics profile, so uh, more or less you should be very good with Excel. Once you are good with Excel, try to develop more knowledge on Visual Basics, and along with Excel and Visual Basic, if possible, start working on tools like R or Python. And once you are good with R, Python, or Excel, so you're good with data analysis. And then once you are good with data analysis, possibly you can start exploring the field of business intelligence or data intelligence. So here we're going to talk about a very useful or powerful tool called Tableau. You can see this framework called Tableau here. So when it comes to Tableau, while at this level, if you want to work on Tableau, you can work on Tableau Public or you can work on Tableau Desktop. Okay, so in order to work on Tableau Public or Tableau Desktop, you should remember that if you want to work on Tableau Desktop, you get only a licensed time period of 14 days to use the trial version. Okay, so once you're done with your trial version, you cannot use the trial version after 14 days. After that, you have to pay $70 per month. Okay, so the better it would be if you can use Tableau Public. So for that, you can just use public dot Tableau. So I'm gonna teach you I'm going to teach you on public Tableau public version. It is free of cost. It have limited feature. You cannot save the data in Tableau public, while you can save the data in Tableau desktop. You have much more better features in Tableau desktop, but again, it comes with a cost. It means you can use it for 14 days trial period. Once the trial period get over, you have to pay money. So what I'm gonna do for you, I'll do for Tableau public. This is the link for the Tableau public. You can just go, I'll just copy and paste this link in the group. 1 minute. So guys, this is a link for for accessing Tableau public. This is the link. The upper link is for Tableau desktop, and this is a link for Tableau public. So you can use any of the link. But again, if you're installing Tableau desktop, make sure that it will not work after 14 days. Just want to share to everyone. So you just go to any link and try to install Tableau Public or Tableau Desktop, guys, or you just go to Google and just type in Google about Tableau. Tableau Desktop download. So here, once you go to Tableau Desktop, so possibly because I already have Tableau Desktop, which right now not working for me because my 14 days time period is over. So once you go there, you just simply go there and just log in there, sign the way you do registration, then just sign in there and possibly then you can start accessing it. So I'll show you this. So once you go to this link, possibly you'll get some window like this. Click on sign in here. You can see sign in. Just click on sign in. And once you click on sign in, you have to fill basic details like your first, your last name, okay, company, some you can fill dummy data. You have to put your phone number, you have to put your email ID, okay, and you have to give ID password. So once you're done with that, then possibly you can see something like view the current version of Tableau. So every month Tableau release their updated version. So like you can see right now for me is 2023.2. Depends, for you people might be the version would be different. So when you go click there, by default it will download 64-bit of Windows system. If you can want, you can check your operating system. Normally all operating system are 62-bit only, but you can go to control panel and check your operating system. Okay, so for window, the link would be different. For desk for Mac version, the link would be different. You can possibly go there and you just install. Okay, either you can install Tableau desktop or you can install Tableau public. Clear everyone? So if you are using Windows system, then possibly this would be your link. If you're working on Mac, this would be the link. Once you're done with that, okay, you just need to click on this, that I have read and accept the terms of the license agreement. Okay, once you click on this, possibly just click on this, then possibly your Tableau desktop or Tableau public will be installed in your desktop. You can then start working on them. This you can tick also. Don't send product usage data. You can tick on this also. Clear everyone? So I have given you the link also for the installing. I hope many of you have started downloading. Clear? So this is a link for installing Tableau desktop. For Tableau desktop, this is the link. While for Tableau public, this is the link. You can install both. Doesn't matter. Again, I'm telling you guys, what is the difference between Tableau desktop or Tableau public? Tableau desktop, we can save the work. Whatever work we are doing, we can save the work. Okay, but again, we'll get a trial period of 14 days. This is for Tableau public. So whatever I'm going to teach you, I'm going to teach you on Tableau public only. Just sign in there. Let's copy this. Go here. Yeah. So you'll get some kind of window like this. Here you need to sign in. And then just need to put some dummy data like my name, last name, business email, some email ID you put. Okay, company size, you can put any data, doesn't matter. Okay, job role. But only thing, make sure your phone number and email ID is correct. Phone number also doesn't matter. If you don't give appropriate, also not a problem. Email ID is important. This account already exists, so they're showing me because already I have registered with my mail ID, so they're showing this exists. So log in with your account. So I'm just logging with your account. So I hope you can get the same thing. You will get the detail in your mailbox. You go there and check. So I'm just logging here. Clear, right, everyone? Anybody is facing any problem? So start a free trial. Done, everyone. Just message me once you have installed. Guys, are you finding any problem in installation? Yeah, Bhavesh, please do not use phone in the class. I believe using phone, then your learning curve will decrease by more than 70-80%, because I really don't find any logic like such things we can work on phone. So it would be really appreciate if you can work on system. Others, please make sure. I believe you all would have aware that we have to use system, not a phone. Yeah, please. Okay, fine. Anyway, I'm doing recording of the class. So Bhavesh, all the other respected students who are using phone, I request them please from next class, please do not use phone. Try to use system only. So yeah, I was talking about business analytics. So guys, if you want to explore the field of business analytics or data analytics, what I can request you, like possibly start exploring yourself and try to learn R, Python. So that would be your first step. Because the same statistics, if you have done statistics in your first semester, then all the test of hypothesis, your measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion, normal distribution, Poisson, whatever you have studied, you should reach a moment of your life where you should replicate the same in R or Python. Okay, so that would be great if you can do that. So make sure that you keep yourself a target where you try to replicate the same thing by using R or Python. So Excel is the basic which you should anyway have to excel. Once you have Excel, the field of Excel, possibly you can start targeting R, Python. And once you have like gotten basic knowledge, I'm not saying that you become expert or R or Python. Once you got a basic knowledge of R and Python, then possibly you can start working on data visualization tool. So the basically right now for the corporate, we use different tools of data visualization like quick view. We use Power BI or Tableau. Tableau is a paid software which is most demand in the market. So even firms like EY or KPMG, they give training on Tableau, and for per certification they charge more than 16 to 17,000. So you can possibly go through such mediums like Udemy or these kind of platforms, or you can learn by yourself. It's all up to you. You can explore where you want to learn, but make sure that you at least learn one tool of data analysis, one tool of data visualization. So that way, because wherever if you go and start searching job, you can definitely get a questions based on these platform. Along with the other person will expect that you have very good knowledge on Excel and statistics. So without Excel, without statistics, these things are like of no use. Clear, everyone? I believe now many of you would have installed Tableau by this time. What about others? I can see your chat option right now. Like what is the condition right now? How many of you have installed Tableau right now, and possibly so that we can go ahead? Just use the chat option and let me know. I'm waiting for your reply. Fine. So guys, once you have, I'm assuming that uh, that you all have now Tableau desktop or Tableau public version with you. In case if you don't have, you can possibly, when you watch the recorded video, you can, once you're done with recording, you can watch that. So when you open Tableau public, so although Tableau public have limited connectors, okay, like, but yeah, for the class purpose, I can show you those connectors. But in real life, if you work on Tableau desktop, then you have more than 100 connectors. You can see this. So here it have only three connectors only. So, but if you work on Tableau desktop, it have more than 100 connectors. I'll show you. I have the screenshot of that. So once you install Tableau desktop, it would look like this. So you can connect with Excel or text file or JSON file or Microsoft Excel PDF or a server. You can connect with many servers. Okay, so when it comes to server, possibly you can connect with 72 install connectors. This is 72 I'm showing for the updated version of Tableau desktop, which I had at the time when I was developing this content. Additional 30 connectors, and right now it might be more than 100 connectors. So anyway, so for public version we have very limited features. So but anyway, it's free, so you can understand the importance of free in life. So I'll more or less, what I will do here in the class, I'll try to connect with Excel file only. So I just clicked on Excel. So guys, when I clicked on Excel, then what will happen? Uh, So when I have connected with Excel, you can see two files here: sample EU Superstore, sample Superstore. Now you might got confused as suddenly how this file came. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to connect Tableau with Excel. Okay, so when you actually work on Tableau desktop, so it will connect on Excel on real time basis. Okay, so live connection, like in the backend, if you change any data in Excel, here also in Tableau the data will change. Okay, in public version that will not gonna happen, but in if you're working on desktop version, that will gonna happen. So here I'm connecting with the file called Excel. Fine. So I just clicked on Excel. Now you by default you will see these two files coming. Now the question come in your mind, sir, what are these two files and why this file came? So please understand, like, doesn't matter that which institute, which platform you learn Tableau, whoever in this world will Tableau, they will teach you on this sample superstore Excel workbook only. And this workbook called sample superstore, it will come by default whenever you install Tableau. So please do not get yourself confused. This sample superstore is a workbook which we are getting when we are installing Tableau. For what reason? For the practice purpose. Clear everything. So now I'll just show you the path. Go to documents. Okay, if you go to document, you can go to my Tableau repository. After that, you can see data source. Okay, so if I clicked on data source, here I can see certain years. So I'll just go and click on the most updated year. Okay, and then here I can see sample superstore and sample EU superstore. So I'll work on sample superstore file. Once you click there, so now what is happening? Tableau is connecting with Excel. Okay, and now you can see a window like this. It is a data source window. Okay, so this is data source window, and here you can see at left hand side you can see uh, these are called dimensions. You can see like what is like order, people, return. Same thing. If like this is a sample superstore workbook which I have connected with Tableau, this Excel workbook. Here also you can see no order, people, return. Sheet one is coming because I have I have opened a pivot table. So that's why the sheet one is from pivot table. Other way, if you see this workbook, it have only three worksheet: order, people, and return. I'll show you this. So what I have done, I have connected my Tableau system with MS Excel. Okay, in reality, when you work in corporate tomorrow, okay, if you are getting some profile of data intelligence, then you have a flexibility. You can connect with JSON file, you can connect with CSV file, you can connect with PDF, you can connect with many other access and other details or platforms. But here I'm showing you very basic. Here I'm showing you how you can connect with Excel workbook, and where I'm opened, I have connected with a workbook called Sample Superstore, which you can see here. Okay, again, I'll show you what I've done. I'm just closing this. So when I open the Tableau, so when I open the Tableau, I just clicked on Microsoft Excel to the file, and here sample superstore where these files are there. So by default these file will save in your documents. If you go to documents, under documents, if you go to Tableau repository, under that data source, under data source you will find sample superstore, and then you will get this data source window. From if you opened the Excel workbook, it have three sheets. Okay, what are those three sheets? It have order, people, and return, if I'm not wrong. So here I'll go to my Tableau repository, one document. Then I'll go and I'll check on my Tableau repository. Then data source here. It all have the same thing. So here, if I open sample superstore, so doesn't matter EU or whatever. These are just a practice file. Please don't get yourself confused. So when you open this Excel workbook, here you can see three worksheets are there. The worksheets like return and people are not important for us. What is important is the order worksheet. You remember, right? At the beginning, when I was discussing unstructured data and structured data, that time also I have opened this sheet for you. I hope you remember that when I was taught you Excel, that time I taught you how many rows are there, how many columns are there. Anyway, so I'm not here to discuss Excel with you people. So this is the workbook what will open, and if you see in this workbook, it have actually this showing more data. The EU superstore, I have connected with sample superstore. It have 9,995 data rows, and it have around 16 column, if I'm not wrong. So so if I'm showing you sample superstore, if you see control shift right arrow, you can see there 21 columns are there, and control left arrow, control down arrow. Why showing 1,194 rows? Okay, anyway, so if this is updated system, then it have 10,194 rows are there, and it have around 21 columns are there. Okay, so you just remember this. Now, if you see here, if you see your Tableau public here, okay, now it have again the three worksheets. What is the worksheet which is important for me? Order. So I just drag order into here, just drag this order here. Once you're done with this, can you see this? So here you can see the data here, guys. So here you can see the data here. Whatever the columns name, if you remember in Excel, the same columns, just for the preview form. It is just for the preview form. You can see this. Okay, can you see this? Can you see this 21 filled 10,194 rows? Everyone, can you see this? Arvind, you can go to document there, my Tableau repository. If you go, you'll find the Excel workbook. If in case, see guys, I'll just show you. I'll show you again. See, if I just clicked here, Tableau publish, I am doing it again. Okay, so I click on Excel. Once I clicked on Excel, I'll go to documents. Under document, I'll go to my Tableau repository. Under that, I'll go to data source. Under that, I'll go to the year, and this will come ENGB UI. And then I clicked on the Excel sample superstore. Once I'm done with this, I can see the three worksheet. People written are not relevant for me. Only order is relevant for me. Drag the order, click on order and drag it on the drag table here. Once you're done with that, can you see here showing 21 filled 10,194 rows. So guys, if you see your actual Excel, can you see this? How many rows are there? 10,194 rows. Okay, if you see the column, how many columns are there? 21 columns. So same thing. You can see row ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID. The same thing you will find here. Row ID, order date, ship date. So it's just a data preview for you. I hope you understood this. Okay, now come to sheet 1. So here we'll work on analysis part. So here, once you come to sheet 1, you can change the name of the sheet, whatever you can see, column, chart. You can change the name of this. You can do this. Fine. So now what you can do, what is Tableau? Basically, guys, Tableau is like, it's like more or less, it's a updated and enlarged or better form of pivot table, what you have worked on Excel. So the same thing you can do in Excel, like you remember, like I want to analyze region wise sales. So what you can do, if I drag region into column, if I drag the region, there are a lot of columns are there in Excel, right? So I just drag the region into column. So I can see 4 regions, central, east, south, west. And if I drag the sales into row, can you see this? I got the column graph between region and sales. So when you take one qualitative data and one quantitative data, if you want to analyze qualitative data and quantitative data, you always got a column graph like this. Clear, everyone? Now you can see left side, you can see a lot of other forms of visualization start appearing. Anyway, we'll discuss them later on. Okay, so we'll discuss about them later on. So what are these forms and all? So we'll one by one we'll discuss this. So like you can draw histogram, or you can draw grand chart, or you can draw many other forms of charts are there. One by one we'll discuss all of them. So here basically what I'm trying to, very easy, right guys? Like I want to analyze each region sales. How many regions are there? Possibly if you come to the Excel and like imagine you have to do data analysis on Excel, and here imagine if I come and see the region, yeah, I can see region. How many regions are there? Central, east, south, west. Okay, possibly 4 regions are there. North, south, east, west. So I can see 4 regions, and I want to analyze these 4 region data with sales, like each region, how much is the sales, or each region, how much is the profit, some form of analysis I want to do. So you can use pivot table. You can use pivot table. So like I'm just showing you. So you can use pivot table. So here, if I clicked on region, go here, I click on region, and then I can click on sales. So this is what Excel can do for you. And if you want the chart for this, so you can click on pivot chart also. Okay, so you can click on pivot table, pivot chart also. So you can click, if you click on pivot chart, the same thing will come in the form of visualization form. Clear everyone? So the same thing, whatever you get, you will get in visualization form. Here in Tableau, what is like here in Tableau, you don't have to do all that hard work. Just drag region here and just drag sales here. So if you do one, so here, so if I drag region here, I can see 4 regions. And if I drag sales here, what's coming like this? Column graph. So here you can see here I'm getting the form circle. I want column. So I just clicked on bar. I got the bar form. So there are different forms are there. You got the value region wise. You want profit data, you can just drag the profit here. You'll get the same thing profit wise. Clear everyone? So right now I'm just discussing this. Are you able to plot this? If you want to see the values, just drag the profit on the levels. You can see the some value. Are you able to do this, guys? So if you want vertical, you have to put in column. If you want to switch, you can switch this also. Can you see this? Here you can switch. The Control W is the shortcut. Please ask questions. Nobody is responding. Are you able to do this? I'll show you again if you want. So what I've done, I opened Tableau Public. So there are many qualitative columns are there, guys. Rows, region is there, category is there, subcategory is there. Okay, so you can choose any subcategories or you can choose that. So I clicked on Excel. I clicked on sample superstore. This is a workbook I want to open. Drag the order under drag table. I did that. Then I went to sheet 1. If you want, you can change the name of the sheet 1. And here region, if you put under region under column, if you put region under column and sales under row, you will get this column graph. If you want to change the color of this graph, you're most welcome to do that. Okay. Play with this. And all this you can play with yourself. Yeah, 1 minute. So how will I able to send file or something? Can I send file here? Arvind, don't worry, I'll send you the file. I'll send to Gauri ma'am. She'll forward you people the same Excel workbook. So once the class get over, you can practice on this. So guys, region wise, I got the sales. So 4 regions are there: central, east, south, west. Okay. Now, if you want to see the value here, right at the top, you want to see the value. So what you can do? So just drag the sales on the level. If you do that, you can see the values here. Yeah, same thing you can possibly do in Excel. But yeah, if you want to do in Excel, the things would not be that much easy. If you want to do the same thing in Excel, Excel also will give you that features. Like here, if I go and click on region, and then if I click on sales, Yeah, so I have to manually drag everything. So I got the column graph. So, but you can see the difference between this and the difference between this and this. You can see the difference. Okay, now if you want the numerical value at the top, what you have to do? You have to go here and click on data levels. If you click on data levels, you can see the values at the top. Again, but the flexibility what Tableau gives you. So now you got the vertical column graph. If you want horizontal, press Control W. This become horizontal. If you press Control W, it become horizontal. Control W, it become vertical. Control W, it become horizontal. So don't just click here. It will not. It will go away. Control W. Now, like see, this is standard. Okay, this standard. I can click on entire view. So it become entire view. You can just click on fit width. You can click on fit height. All this you can self understood. You can play with yourself. Clear, everyone? So I hope you got a knowledge about this. So basically, guys, at the left side, you can see different in tables. You can see different column names like category, city, country, customer ID, customer name, order date, order ID, product ID, product name, region, segment, ship date, ship mode, discount, profit, quantity, sales, latitude, longitude. These all are the columns name of the Excel. So in the order column, you can see all this. You can see all the column names, same thing, what was visible there. So these column names, na, guys, in Excel, you'll not get something called data type. But in Tableau, you can see the data type like this ABC. ABC is basically what? It's an alphabetical data type. It's a string. What is the type of data type? It's a string. Okay, so 6 data types are there. What Tableau basically do know, it whatever the data is being pulled into the Tableau, it put those data into different data types, either number form. So number form you'll find like this hash key. Can you see hash over profit or quantity or sales? So that represent number data type. What data type? It will show a number data type. Okay, so you can see a dot here. So it show a number data type. Then it have geographical data type like postal code. Can you see the data type here? So geographical data type. While ship order date or ship date, those are date data type. Okay, so it can be date and time data type. So all alphabetical data types, it called as a string. Other data type can be along with string. It can be date, it can be date time, it can be geographical. So the qualitative data types, what you can see, okay, those are called as dimensions. Okay, customer name, order date, order ID, postal code, product ID, product name, row ID, segment, ship date, all the all the data types, either they are string or either they are geographical or they are date and time, date. Those are called as dimensions. While all the quantitative data type, like number data type, number decimal or integer, all the number data type, either whole number or decimal number, they are called as measures. So please understand the difference between the two, dimensions and measures. Okay, everyone. You have any question? Please ask questions. So that how Tableau is better than MS Excel because it differentiate the data. So it does not consider all the data as the same wise. So like here, I plotted the graph between the string and string, which is qualitative data, and sales, which is a quantitative data. So string with measure, string of with number. I plotted the graph and I got the column graph. So that is how this is different from other platforms. If you take date and number, you will get a line graph. So by default, the graph will also change. So it's not like for everything you will get the same graph. Like imagine in place of region, if I take order date, see I got the line graph. So this is like by default. It's not like this is the only possible form. You can change it to anything else also, but you can do that. But yeah, I hope you got the logic. So this is how data intelligence is there. So Tableau is basically a business intelligence tool. Okay, so which actually play around numbers around itself. Any question? Ask questions. Yeah, in Excel it does not happen. So manually you have to do it everything. So here you can change it also, but yeah, but there are certain by default form of graph it gives you, depending upon the kind of data type you are using. Different data type, it will give you different forms of graph. Clear everyone? Any other question? Please ask questions. So this database and this Excel database will be shared with you people. You can just practice them. So I just give you an idea about the data graph here. So possibly if you come and see, so we have like if I talk about sample superstore, I have certain customer names. So around 800 customers, one of the column is customer name. You can see 800 customers are there. Category, if I talk about category, you can see three categories you can find: furniture, office supplies, and technology. You can use pivot table and you can just keep an idea about them. When I talk about cities, around 542 cities are there in my Excel workbook. Country or region, they are basically the data is of about two countries, US and Canada. Around 804 customer IDs are there. Date, 4 years of dates are there. Order ID, around 5,111 rows are there of order IDs. You can, these are all the basically summarized form of the data what is there in Excel. These are the summarized form of the data segment. Three segments are there: consumer, corporate, and home office. Ship mode, you can see provinces. Subcategory, around 17 subcategories are there. So this is because we are working on data visualization. So we should also know, right? Possibly what datas are there and what form datas are there. So you can just go through them, like you can just go through this, like what datas are all about. So the different subcategories, you can see this. More we'll discuss about them tomorrow in the class. You have any question, please ask me. Yes, you can change the string, Arvind. For certain time it happens. Some kind of confusion it can happen. Maybe pin code, it might show you in number data type. But pin code is not a number data type. It should be geographical data type. So it might happen that your Excel or your Tableau might get confused because it might not able to understand what is pin code is all about. So, so pin code is not actually, it's a number data type. It is a geographical data type. So in those scenario, you can change it. Clear? Any question? Any question, guys? So this much from me in this class. If you have any question, please raise your hand and ask questions. Any question? Fine, everyone. Please ask questions. I hope you have understood what I have done in this class. Let me know if you have any concern about the class, any part which you have not understood. More we'll explore in further classes. So this was just an introductory class where I just try to unwrap certain features of Tableau. In order to explore more, you have to first understand the data source, the Excel workbook, what we are going to work on, more you explore the data source, more you'll understand in the class. Clear? Neha, Ramya, Rajni, Roshan, Shaheen, Sharmila, Sheetal, Smriti, Sonu, Sri Lakshmi, Sri Nanda. Any doubt? Ask questions. Mohan, Dhanush. You don't have to learn about extracting data. Like I'll give you an example. When I was working with TCS, so we had a system called Genie. Our system name was Genie. So it used to pull data every morning. When we used to log in, we used to get the data, extracted data, and then we started working on pivot table or VLOOKUP and other tools, whatever we have to do. So whichever firm you'll get a job, you'll start working there. So data extraction, all that would be one step work. Means there would be a data frame from which you just need to click on certain macro and all the data would be pulled for you. Many time it might happen that there would be some issue with the basic data warehouse system. It used to happen because you can understand it have trillions of data. But again, that is not your concern. Your concern would be once you get the extracted data, it would be unorganized. So you have to start working on it. So convert it into organized form, and depending upon your homework, you start working on your tools. So on what source do they collect data? It depends. Like when I was talking, if I give you my example, so I was working for a well-known German bank, and whatever the trading they used to do, so that trading data we used to get. We used to calculate VAR on those data. Basically, it's a tool to calculate the risk, like standard deviation. You studied in statistics. So we used to work on VAR calculation. So that whatever the trading one day before the traders used to do, so they should get to know, right, what volume of risk they have taken and what was the exposure in different assets and all. So that we used to get unorganized data from our Genie system, and then we used to organize them. And by the time they should log in, so our European client, our work should get over, and we used to send them the same so that they get to know everything. And based upon that, today possibly they can plan their trading strategy. So I just gave you my example. So I was into finance derivative part. So that was my dimensions. So everyone will have different dimension. It might happen that you work for market research firm, or you might happen with some maybe business analytics firm. So again, your data varies. What about others? Any fine, everyone. So can I end the class? I hope everyone, you all have understood what I have done in this class. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you all in next class. Bye, everyone.